Prepare to get a little bit of gas because it's time for the Week in Gear. Every week that I plan this show, I think there's not going to be enough gear this week, or, I'm not going to have a show to make, and what am I going to do, and how am I going to fill the time? And so far, that's never happened. Every week on Thursday or Friday, some company sends me a message to say, hey Andy, we're releasing this new guitar amp pedal doohickey to do with guitars, and we want you to feature it, or, here it is. And I say, maybe. Or I see something on the internet somewhere, and then I make this show, and then, we watch it. I've never failed you. Until this week. This week, the new gear cupboards are almost bare, and yeah. Honestly, I've failed you. I couldn't find many new exciting gear releases. I could barely find one, unless, of course, wait a minute. Victor! Yes, Victor! I'm talking to you. Stop editing this video and answer me.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Hey, Victorious.
Hey, Andy.
I was just wondering if you've seen any new gear this week, because on my own, I'm struggling to find stuff.
I've looked everywhere, and honestly, there's nothing new.
Did you check down the back of the sofa?
First place I looked.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, well, thanks for looking, mate.
You're welcome.
Oh, and by the way, this is Victor. He edits the show, and he's responsible for making funny stuff come up on the screen, like this amazing dinosaur with laser eyes. Say hi, Victor.
Hi, Victor.
See, not even Victor can find any gear, but don't panic. Hopefully we can scrape something together that will entertain you for a couple of minutes when you could and probably should be practicing your guitar or furthering your music career. Speaking of which, this show is sponsored this week by Music Distribution 101. More about that in a little bit. Okay, let's kick off this week's most exciting yet limited gear releases with an actual release for Mooer. Now, I'm sure I've mentioned this pedal before, but now that the Mooer Prime S1 is now available to purchase, I thought it was worth putting in the show again if it's already been in there. It's not because I'm scraping the barrel. This is one of the smallest multi-effects pedals I've ever seen, and I think it looks pretty cute and well-designed and a bit like something from the future. Anyway, it's got a built-in lithium-ion battery that you can recharge like a phone. You can control it from your phone via Bluetooth, which is great because it doesn't have that many physical controls on board. It's got 4-foot switches and a master volume on the back. The rest is controlled by an app. And now don't run away, it's just an app. Many things have apps, and I do like to keep my guitars away from apps. But, this thing, it fits. It's almost as big as a phone. Anyway, I know that apps don't always work, but I have high hopes for this because the Mooer stuff is generally pretty good. And the whole thing looks good. And good news, it's $159 in that area. So if it doesn't work in 10 years' time because the app is discontinued, you haven't lost that much money, even though that's a terrible way to think about it. Anyway, it's got a guitar input jack, of course. It's stereo out, left and right. It's got a master volume, as I mentioned. On the back, you've got headphone output and an on and off switch and a USB-C charging port, and that is all you're getting, except for the built-in drum machine, which makes this one of the most perfect practice tools you could find, especially for $150. We're getting luckier and luckier when it comes to budget practice stuff, although you could probably gig and record with this as well. Anyway, I'll check it out as soon as I can, and I will get back to you. I have, however, heard the demo video, and it sounds pretty good, and I am genuinely shocked at the sounds we can get for so little money these days, and the functionality of this thing means that it's going to make a lot of people very happy. Actually, I missed some specs. It's got 126 guitar effects and tone presets, and a looper, and a tuner. There is a lot for your money. Oh, Gibson are back again with another signature, but this time they've gone acoustic. The Everly Brothers signature J180 is now available from Gibson for about $5,000. Listen, seems good. It's value for money. It's an investment. It's it's just money. Specs are on screen, but here are the highlights. It is a jumbo body acoustic, a big old beast. And that body is made of maple. It's got a Sitka spruce top, which is similar to the more famous J200, but a little narrower. Anyway, it's got hand scalloped X bracing and multiply binding and an LR Baggs VTC preamp with an undersaddle pickup. So, you can plug it in or not, depending on how you're feeling. It's got a rosewood fretboard and a slim taper neck. And I guess the main thing about this that makes it special is the custom headstock with a star and the matching star mother-of-pearl fretboard inlays. The first thing I wondered about this one, a signature guitar in the singular sense, belonging to two people, a la the Everly Brothers, there's two of them. How does that work? Do they share it? And does one get it on the weekend and then the other one gets the PlayStation? But no, it turns out that when the Everly Brothers played, they both played identical Gibson J180s. So that's why this is possible. I love acoustic guitars and I love J200s. I love the big body and it fits a big person like me. I've never played a J180, but with the slightly smaller guitar, it's probably more comfortable for most people, as the J200 is absolutely huge. I know this is $5,000, and I think it's pretty, but I'm a little bit disappointed by the undersaddle pickup option, and I think they could have done something better than that for $5,000. But if you're a fan of the Everly Brothers, which I can't really class myself as, but I am quite partial to a bit of Wake Up Little Susie, then this is more than a guitar. It's a keepsake that'll only appreciate in value. Don't really feel that way, really. I mean, it is, I do believe that, but that's not how I feel. Because for most of us, this is just a rather plain-looking, expensive acoustic guitar with some stars on it. And I mean, no disrespect to the Everly Brothers whatsoever, or to Gibson, in fact, but I think that's how most of us are going to see it, and that's definitely how I feel. Before we get to number 2 on the list, it's now time to talk about this week's sponsor, Music Distribution 101. To help us musicians out, Mountain Submit have just released a course called Music Distribution 101. The course is full of advice from an insider of the music industry on decisions you can make during the distribution process, which will result in your music reaching new listeners. You'll learn everything you need to know about releasing your songs, from choosing your artist name to making sure you abide by copyright law. Have you heard that under Spotify's new royalties model, distributors are being penalized for letting through fraudulent content? And because of this, actual musicians are being accused of being bots. And this course demonstrates the way to present your release in a way that shows the distributor what you are: a dedicated, real musician. So if you've always wanted to release music but weren't sure how, use the link in the video description and the promo code GG10 to get 10% off Music Distribution 101 and go be a rock star. By the way, if you're enjoying this little bit shorter weekly show, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up so that more people get to see it in the future. Thank you! Second on the list is a fuzz pedal. Yum! I can't pronounce it. Hang on. You can leave this in, or that bit. Garu Shigawa Shogun. How do you say it? The SHIGEHARU Germanium Octave is a limited edition bubble font Russian Big Muff style fuzz pedal, but with more tweakability while still keeping that army green flavor. It's got drive and level, it's got tone and body, but it also has a Havoc foot switch that engages a parallel fuzz circuit with octave up overtones. And you can even set this to always on and then use the button as a kill, I think. Yeah, it's a kill. Anyway, so if you're 100% Havoc and Chaos sort of person, there's a switch inside to do Havoc all the time. Fill your boots. The SHIGEHARU costs around $230, and from the demo video, sounds are wonderful. And any fan of fuzzes should definitely give this a look. The thing is that this is limited to 100 pedals, but the Caroline Guitar Company have said that if this is successful, they'll just make more, which means if you want one and they've sold out, let them know and they'll make more. Simple economics. I think it's a great tactic actually for building pedals or releasing pedals, because we're seeing more and more of this sort of way of working. build a relatively small amount, release those, get some hype from the marketing, such as what I'm doing right now, and then make some more off the back of people wanting them because they've seen the first and missed out. Makes sense to release a limited run of pedals and then do a second run, which is pushed by the ones sold in the first run. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head. Andy's Pick of the Week! At number 1 this week is a new guitar from Ibanez and the legend that is Paul Gilbert. It's a new Fireman model, and boy is it good looking. In fact, it's so new that it doesn't actually exist yet. Take a good look at that photo because that photo is all the info we have. So there is at least one in the world, and Paul has it. This, putting it at number 1, is the most exciting piece of gear for me this week. It really, really is. I love the Fireman, and I love Paul Gilbert. And I love that Fireman, and I love that Paul Gilbert. But it is a bit of a cheat because it's not been officially announced, but, you know, Paul would surely not post a photo of a guitar that isn't going to be made available to us, right? Ibanez? You're not messing with me, are you? Go and make a really nice looking guitar and then you are going to release it? Please? This Fireman, which is the reverse of an Iceman, I've got a Fireman behind me right now. I'm going to hold it, and although I love this one, I'm going to pretend it's the new one as well. Ooh. The Fireman, the reverse of the Iceman. In fact, I've got one of those as well. I'm going to hold that. There we go. The Fireman, the reverse of the Iceman, is, this one oozing class, and it looks like someone with some creativity designed a Les Paul custom. It's got a black finish, obviously, white binding and gold hardware with a very fancy stop-tail bridge, and what could be an ebony fingerboard with abalone inlays. And of course, this can only be topped off by the Ibanez knobs with the rubber on, which, yeah, it's on that one, not on that one. And these are the best knobs, and every guitar should have them. That one's not so good. I need to go get some more knobs of these. So I've got to go on a knob run. Now, needless to say, this guitar really shaves my raccoon, and I cannot wait for an official announcement that will surely come soon, I hope. Thank you to the wonderful people that support this show on Patreon. Their names are on screen now. There they are. Oh, hello. And also thanks to the lovely ones showing their support right here on YouTube. Their names are also coming up on the screen. If you'd like to see your name up there and support the show, then click the join button right here on YouTube or visit my Patreon link, which is in the video description. And here's a special thanks to the top tier members. I should have thought about how I'm going to read this out. I'm going to read this out like I don't care about the people, which is the opposite to how I feel. So imagine this and then reverse it. That's how I feel about everybody I'm about to read out. Sarang Narayan, Andrew Morgan, he's new. I've met him, he's a nice guy. April Kurtz, EQ Deads, Dustin Bonney, Gary O, Neil, Josh Tanberg, Chris Huff, Doug Paget, Alinta Boston, Boom Shakalaka, Dirk. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, Buzzle, Michael Lerner, Buddha Blue, Hugh G. Rection, Pop's Place. Pop's Place is new. Don't care. That's really hard to do. I feel terrible. I hope you understand that I feel very deeply for you, and that's the opposite to how I feel. I feel very emotional and thankful. Thank you, top tier members. You make my goat scream. Go ahead and click there to subscribe. Comment your pick of the week down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!